The Dallas Cowboys lost today 27-21 to Atlanta in a loss that had me texting you in the first half. Man, is McCarthy going to get fired today? Yeah. Like, it was a slow start. And I want to point out, I'm stealing this from Dan Orlovsky, who does a great job on Twitter, break it down film. There was a key third down in the first drive, second third down of the game. The Cowboys are out there on the defensive side of the ball. They absolutely lose Bijan Robinson in pre-snap motion. Nobody goes out with them. And Dan stops the tape and says, how is it possible nobody on 3rd and 4 is following Bijan? Turns into an easy first down, leads to points. How is this possible? That he pauses the tape and he counts. And what do you know? There were only 10 men on the field. 10 players on the field on the second, third down of the game. At this point, the level of stupidity that we constantly see on the field from the Dallas Cowboys is borderline just absolutely insane. I cannot wrap my head around how bad you have to be as an organization from the top all the way to the bottom, from the head coach all the way to the water boy. There has to be a level of just culture that is ingrained in not paying attention to the details that is absolutely part of the fabric of who the Dallas Cowboys are right now. And that's the inexcusable part. It's not, to me, it's no longer about scheme. It's no longer about players. It's no longer about execution. It's about the fact that nobody in that organization, from Jerry Jones all the way down to the bottom of the barrel, seems to be paying attention to the details. And details win and lose you football games. So when you look at why the Cowboys stink, the answer isn't just because of the sidelines or the owner or the players. It's all of it together. And the answer is just in huge all caps letters, culture. The culture of the Cowboys stinks.
And the culture that allows, what happened with Ezekiel Elliott. I don't think the story has come out on what exactly he got left home for, but it can't be good. You don't leave a guy home and say you're not playing this week for disciplinary reasons unless he's missing practices, meetings, whatever the heck he's missing. That's part of culture too. And this thing is just unraveling. And yes, you do wonder if Mike McCarthy is going to last the season if this continues. Jerry Jones has been very, very patient with his coaches, so I always hate to jump on the bandwagon of, they lost the playoff game, they're going to fire the coach. That's not how he operates. But this particular team, as you alluded to, so sloppy. Like, it's not well coached right now. I mean, and the play that kind of summed up everything was the 4th and 1, and they should have gone for it there. That's fine. But you run this tricky jet sweep to CeeDee Lamb, who just gets blasted immediately. And it's like, what are you guys doing now? Like, what's even happening here? Dak Prescott gets hurt in this game. It's not going to get better for the Cowboys. Look at their upcoming schedule. It's rough. Like, this team is not set up. Like, we just talked about the Lions going on a run. Opposite's true for the Cowboys. They don't have easy games coming up, really. Like, goodness, can we just flex out Giants Cowboys on Thanksgiving? Because is that possible?
No,
like, can we get rid of that? But yes, and you look at, I still don't think the Falcons are some great team. I think they're getting better. I think they're improving as they figure things out. This is not a great team. And yet this game never felt in doubt, ever. It was like, yeah, the Falcons are just the better football team. And it's just shocking. Both of us talked in the offseason about how we like the Cowboys. They screw up in the playoffs, and that caused everybody to overreact, and then they win 12 games again. Finally it did come collapsing down for them. And one thing I will point out, all summer, what do we talk about? Over and over and over. Everybody underestimates losing a coordinator. It is going to happen next offseason, happen this offseason. We just don't pay enough attention when a team loses a good coordinator, and this Cowboys defense is just falling apart without Dan Quinn. It's just absolutely a shell of itself. And you see the Commanders getting better on defense as the season goes on. We underestimated what Dan Quinn meant to this defense because I get it, injuries, Bland and Parsons and all that, but defense isn't what it used to be. Offense is just falling apart. Dak Prescott's in a bad slump. Mike McCarthy's not doing a great job calling plays or anything else. It's just a total disaster for the Cowboys right now.
Well, and Dak on the sideline appeared to mouth, "We effing suck."
Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it?
And now Dak with the hamstring injury, we don't know the full extent. They're going to have to get an MRI. And you just wonder at this point, what's next for the Cowboys? Because I'm with you. I don't think that Atlanta made some big statement in this game. Atlanta continues to find a way to win, which I'll give credit for.
This isn't even a quality win anymore. Like, you beat the Cowboys. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. They're not good.
Yeah, and so I look at this now and say, how do you fix this? How do the Cowboys keep this thing from going off the rails? And the answer is they don't. And this is important context. If you're brand new to the show or if this is up on social media and everybody's screaming at me, the important context is how often we've said Jerry Jones is patient and how often I've said, look, they win 12 games a year for a reason. Now I'm actually, for the first time, looking around saying, what would Belichick do? Because that's the name we always talk about. Like, would these sorts of absolute just asinine moments on the field happen repeatedly in a Belichick organization? The answer is no. I
Or
don't
Andy
know.
Reid or one of the Harbaughs or, any good coach, really.
I continue to look at this and say, I don't know if precision and boring execution, the things that it seems to take so often to win football games, I don't know if that can even exist in the Cowboys. Jory talks to us all the time about the distractions that come when you are part of the Cowboys organization. Jerry's got to look in the mirror and figure out how to eliminate all of those, because at some point, it's the old adage, how you do anything is how you'll do everything. The Cowboys don't do anything like they give a damn about the little things. And what do you do at that point? Their offensive line didn't play well enough, right? Their defense is obviously banged up, but they go into this game with a real opportunity, and they did nothing to make me feel like the Cowboys are anywhere near turning the corner. I feel like their season is lost. I feel like the Cowboys have a better chance right now of a top half of the league draft pick than they do of making the playoffs. And that's an abject failure.